Welcome everyone back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Apothecary Diaries, Season 2, Episode 14. We are finally caught up. We thought we'd be caught up by Episode 10. Fortunately, it took a little bit longer than that, but we locked in this week and got everything up. And if you're here and want to know what we're going to be doing next, now that we are not posting Apothecary every day, we're going to be doing Orb as well as other seasonals. We're doing Lazarus, we're doing Summer Pockets, we're doing To Be Hero X, which is going to be coming out tomorrow. OP reaction and Episode 1 reaction and Episode 2 reaction are going to be coming out all day tomorrow. And yeah, we also just did a live stream ranking our reaction series that we've done. We're going to do we did that on Wednesday. We're going to do it next week again on Wednesday because we hardly made it through. Yeah. We still have like more than half of the series that we've done to get through, but we're making a tier list ranking all those. So if there's got a lot of stuff going on the channel right now.
Could be also good if you just found us from Apothecary Diaries and don't know what other series we reacted to or what ones are worth watching. Some of them are not worth watching. Some of them not great, but some of them are really good. So
yeah, there are a few F tiers in there, but there is also a few S's. So check out that live stream if you want to get if you're just coming here, if you're new, but if you're returning and you're just here for Apothecary, then wait no longer because we're about to get into it right now. Please leave a like and subscribe. Really helps us out, especially now that we're going to be in search results when the show airs and when the show's coming out every week. If you remember to like the video and try to watch like as much as you have time for. We got banger discussions, we got analysis, we got predictions. I think we might have predicted the entire season already, like from Episode 1, but you know, we're still excited to see what happens. I think there's probably still some surprises in store. And we were talking about boobs and armpit hair last time and grooming. Oh, two things. One, I think that a lot of people are like, we're talking about how like grooming and stuff like that. We didn't go into it because we thought people would know. I won't spend too long on this, but in the West, armpit hair and leg shaving in particular, I think it was mostly just legs actually.
Yeah.
Didn't become popular in the West until like World War II or after World War II. Because of you explained it was because of nylons. Like they wore nylons to cover their hair.
And then they couldn't wear nylons anymore, and then so then they shaved their legs and like drew lines up the back to look like they were wearing nylons. Anyway, I know that like things were different at different points in time in different places around the world. Sometimes it was like in style, sometimes it was out of style. There was different methods and different, you know.
Yeah, we didn't go into all the history about it last time because we thought kind of it was maybe common knowledge, but because people come from different places or have different. Maybe people don't know about that, but yeah, it's like a common like feminist thing that is discussed in the West and things like that. So obviously that's the West. We didn't know how it was in the East, and I guess it's just the reason I'm bringing it up is because I wanted to point out with our discussion that we were kind of talking about that as a plot point because it's not as common in history as you think it's pretty recent generally in as far as we know. That women were like expected to
or like, at
remove
least
their body,
common,
or it
like,
was,
like the
to like remove their
peasants.
body hair. Yeah, it wasn't it wasn't always super common. But other people pointed out in the comments as well, though, but that it's not even just about like it might not just be about the culture. It might just be about because they're trying to appeal to one guy's sensibilities. So that kind of makes sense. But I feel like if that's the case, I was thinking about this. If it is about that, with the dichotomy between the previous emperor and the current emperor's taste in women, where the previous emperor was a pedophile and liked young women, would probably be like hairless women more. Yeah. To emulate that, whereas I feel like with that thing where now the current emperor is kind of rebounding from that. We've talked about that sort of dynamic because the previous emperor was reacting to the abuse potentially that he suffered along with other factors that made him who he was. It's kind of this pendulum effect where now the current emperor rubber banded way back in the opposite direction where he only likes very developed women and things like that. That could just be his taste, but I think there's a story kind of playing out there sexually. And in that case, if they were trying to all appeal to that guy who's rubber banding from his pedophilic father, maybe he wouldn't mind body hair. So I feel like that explanation doesn't quite track with the rest of what's been built up about the sort of story playing out there. But also, I think the real explanation is this is written by a modern person who is writing for a modern audience who has certain sensibilities, and we talked about that in the previous thing.
And also that it can be setting up for certain things, such as Shisui, you know, like if her arms and legs already were hairless, then that's, you know, and only the concubines are getting their hair removed. Then, you know, that I feel like it's going to be a thing that was established of, like, you know, maybe it was in style, maybe it wasn't in style at multiple times during ancient China, but this is like a fake world, so she's establishing this is common, at least for like high-ranking, high-ranking brothels do this, and
consorts.
And yeah, so it's like, you know, these are the people that do it. Now, later on, when maomao looks back, she might be able to recognize something.
Exactly. I think that's more the point of it. But the history is, I think, significant to at least discuss and talk about. Mm-hmm. And that's more what we were trying to get at there. Secondly, at least I didn't notice that Shisui sort of covering her face or going away in the last episode. But for those who haven't watched our reactions, like all of our Apothecary reactions, the first time that we saw Shisui, I figured out instantly. I zoomed in on my face in the edit because you could see the moment in my eyes. Like, she pops up for one moment. We see her. We see the green, like emeraldy kind of shade to her eyes with the little orange specks. Mm-hmm. It was instantly clear to me that is Lolan. So I didn't even need that last episode to clock that, and it wasn't early on. It was the first time that we saw. And on top of that, I will add, when maomao was given the whole sex talk, going over the Kama Sutra with all these girls and all of the four main consorts, I remember saying, like, oh, they're around the same age. Like, it feels like there might be setting up for some kind of like a friend dynamic with them, or like or could they be like, I think I said that in the reaction when they were there. It's like there's something hidden with her personality. She's like looking at maomao and like looking away. Mm-hmm. It seems like there's sort of a friendly relationship that could maybe blossom there among girls type thing. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And so I clocked that instantly that's where the story was kind of going, just based on the kind of vibe of the shit. So, and then now in the current opening, they're clearly going to be showing Shisui as with Xiaolon and maomao. The three of them are going to be like the three musketeers going around doing a bunch of nonsense. Yeah,
and this could, you know, especially I could understand, like, you know, Shisui's hanging out with maomao all the time, but I imagine when she's back as Lolan, if maomao is in a position where she is like attending to Lolan, or like has to be around Lolan, then it's going to be super, like, maomao, like, the thing is with maomao, she would try to not notice even if she was noticing. I think, but like Lolan would be afraid of her noticing.
Yeah, she would probably avoid her
because she knows that maomao is super observant. Yeah, and like would put it together if she was in a mood that she wanted to put stuff together.
Yeah. And also, one last thing about the whole prediction thing. People have been shitting on me for the whole Suirei bringing up, and like not shitting on me. It's not even serious. I think pretty much everyone is just making fun of me because it is funny. It's genuinely funny how I keep saying it every 5 seconds. But with the ghost stories thing, they clearly are connecting that to that. I think that woman was the daughter of the doctor's child. And people pointed out that Suirei would technically be too young. Because if Suirei was the child of the basically, the current emperor's older half-sister, basically, she would be older than the emperor. So she'd be like 36, late 30s. She'd be the same age as Ado. And that's just not how Suirei is. Suirei is clearly like maybe a couple of years older than maomao. So that's not even what I wanted to bring up, because I'm still murky on those details. But the fact that Suirei is back is like crystal clear, even if I didn't look at the OP. Mm-hmm. The new
eunuch. That just rolled up like yesterday.
And that we saw, and then at the same time, Lolan for the third time got like a whisper from one of her handmaidens, and she was like, "Oh, interesting," and then take a sip of wine or whatever, and then set it down, and that's the whole scene. That's like the third scene we've had like that, and I think that they're partially doing that to help us be able to put together that Shisui is Lolan, because then we're seeing Lolan kind of separate,
Yeah.
but seemingly there's something brewing there. Like, I feel like it's kind of a hint there. Anyway, all I'm saying is you fuckers are doubting me, and it's not fair. I'm better than you, and I'm smarter than you. Let's go. Starting at 0. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone's still watching.
Yeah. Can I make another prediction?
Sure.
So, when Boston was at the party, right? Like, this is Lolan's mom, right?
Guess so.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
Probably. It's not Lolan. This is Lolan.
And
then that's Shishou.
Shishou.
I think Shishou doesn't actually know about shit.
It's the mom that is the real
And she's
mastermind
carefully
here.
been away from our view. This is kind of the OP, like, kind of spoiling me on this, in a way. I think that she's really behind everything that Shishou's been doing, because, and only, like, other than this, what made me make a theory about this, other than just this picture, was that it just stuck out to me that Boston was looking at Shishou at the party when Jinshi was, like, missing, and he was like, what is he thinking? Like, as usual, I can never tell what he's thinking. And so I think they're pulling a similar thing with Lock-On, where we're supposed to put all our focus on this one dude,
But it's really
something else behind the scenes.
It's really an evil woman.
It's really an evil, conniving woman, as always
actually,
in life.
You wanna know what? I do like this idea, because I was like, you were like, it has to be Shishou, and I was like, I feel like
I remember,
there's someone.
There's something else.
There's something
a deeper
else
level
going
to this
on.
game.
It's like, I feel like Shishou would maybe be chill with it, but he isn't the one planning anything, because he can't be the one planning anything. He can't even know about it in any capacity, because or else then
people will figure it out.
It's way too obvious. So it'd have to be someone else. But if Shishou's wife,
and this is a
but
series.
we didn't see her as well, which is interesting.
I think that it was all men at that gathering.
I guess it was all men.
It was all men at that gathering, yeah. But I think that was maybe on purpose, because it was like a hunting trip, right? So all the men would be there, the women wouldn't be there. And maybe if that was her thing, maybe she set that up. But yeah, that would make sense why, because the story is always putting focus on one dude or one person. Usually, like, if comparing it to Lock-On, it's like Lock-On is he's clearly evil. Like, they're clearly making him out to be evil. And we get the shot of Shishou where he's getting explained, and he's always painted as like the evil guy. But just that fucking line, I was like, okay, he has a really good poker face, is what you're supposed to think. And but something about Boston leaning over me, like, as usual, I can never tell what he's thinking. Maybe he can't tell what he's thinking because he's not the real one making the plans, and he's just hiding his surprise. No, he's not hiding his surprise. Maybe he doesn't know. Like, that would be a perfect plan, is if she is the one plotting all this, and maybe he knows that she's plotting things, but she doesn't tell him the details.
Yeah.
And maybe there's some connection with the previous dowager, with the previous emperor's mom, who was like the Shishou's favorite, quote unquote. Maybe they had a kid or something, and she's like the daughter of that, the reincarnation of this, like, carrying on that will, that strength, that like sort of toxic femininity in a way that's like a sort of opposite to maomao. Because that's the thing, is like, if it was a male main character, it would be a different kind of dynamic and theme playing out there. But because maomao is like a woman as the main character, and a smart, powerful woman, the initial mother of the empire or whatever, that whole story, she's like the one who gave birth to the whole empire and like created all this shit. There's Suirei, who's like Maomao's ultimate enemy. All of the ultimate, like, powerful figures are these women who are more powerful than they should be, or more educated or knowledgeable than they should be, and nobody expects them to do anything. It's kind of something playing out. So it's kind of a mirror to Maomao in a way. This person who with like a secret kind of lineage, Or
even if it's just she's just a random person, but it's showing that, because of Shishou's relationship with the Empress, then, it's showing the type of woman that he would potentially be attracted to. Just in general, like if he had a good relationship with her, maybe there wasn't anything like,
or maybe it's like her younger sister or something, like
maybe?
the previous Empress's younger sister, or
I feel like
her
that would
niece or something,
maybe.
or her cousin, because they play up the whole like identical cousins or whatever, that type of thing. Maybe there's no relation at all, and but like that's equally
what I'm saying.
possible.
Like even if there's no relation, but there's a relation in the sense of the type of person that they are.
Yeah.
You know, is what I was kind of thinking.
So I already was like questioning things before seeing the OP with like Boston's line there. For some reason that just stuck with me, and it was just fucking swirling around in there. And then and then you see this, and like they're both wearing the mask, and then she's kind of turning her back, and this is kind of like towering over them in a way, big presence. And I think she's the one with the claws. I think, if you could see, does it show that? Yeah. And then later in the OP, it shows the claws like on the bamboo or whatever. And what is that rice? What is that plant? And there's still that guy next to fucking Lock-On. Anyway, all right. Welcome to the actual reaction. 18 minutes into the recording.
Right.
Yeah.
Immediately gets summoned. Oh, they just fight over who owns Maomao.
He said her name. He only ever calls her Kusaria. Why is he being so weird?
Ghost is like, oh my god.
He's gonna go talk to him real quick. Don't say that! Everything.
Now you're thinking.
All the girls.
Yeah, can we fire all
Yeah,
of these
Jesus
people?
Christ. I don't think they can. It's all her decision, and she's a girl. Oh my god. Can we kill this woman? Who gave her a hairpin?
I think we're overdue for another slap. Got demoted and is pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah, who gave her that?
It's so sad.
This sounds like anxiety. She saw it, or did she? Oh, she did? Oh, okay. Yeah, what?
It's kind of strange. Was it like a nursery, maybe?
Mold? Why the mold?
They just threw a bunch of shit in here? What idiots! The mold is just gonna get in all this stuff. Oh my god.
And they're literally
get her out of here.
royalty.
She's getting like poisoned.
Yeah.
It's probably because the fucking bath is in the middle of the house.
Yeah, probably. Is there like a waterways of the rear palace? I knew there was something with the waterways.
Oh, and then the steam rose up. It's just the curtain. We need to, like, I don't know, maybe renovate this place, though. Can we, like, can this be the final straw on those ladies in waiting? It's like running underneath, and then when the steam goes in, all the super piping hot water. This is why all the other ones had a separate bathhouse. Steam, maybe?
Probably just your imagination.
The moon? Oh. Oh,
oh, a mirror. They're bringing up the mirrors again.
It's reflecting onto the curtain. Whoa.
Is that her face, like, burned into the fucking thing?
Whoa. Just the slight. Maybe that's her mom, probably. That would take so much, like, skill to make. Yeah, I can see how that would be fucking terrifying. Oh. Just a little kid.
Oh my fucking god.
Get these guys out of here.
Please get them out of here. Can we kill them all?
Mama, can you please...
Just fucking go Doom Slayer mode on all of them.
She's a fucking bitch.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god.
Jam that fucking hairpin in her eye.
Oh, I thought it was going to get, like, smashed on the ground. Maybe that's a dismissible action. Yeah, where did you get that? Oh, is it from the Emperor? Get rid of them. Let's get absolutely embarrassed.
That's as much as they can show without spoiling it. Oh wow, interesting that you're looking up this again. This is the resurrection drug. You asked this last time.
Yeah, that's... How thorough is the physical exam?
Oh my god, one step forward, one step back. When they're preparing the baths.
Back to usual then.
Like you were a dead worm. Whoa. So he's like really high ranking. Jesus.
Damn.
You need to ask the father for permission before you marry her. She might leave to protect herself.
次は高級な案件か。多いな。ローラン費に関わるもので、女官が多すぎる。衣装が派手すぎて高級の警官などといった内容です。いつもと変わらない。
Same as always.
Oh boy.
新入りの宦官に色目を使う女官があらかた予想できたかな。彼らには力仕事をおいおい適性を見て他の部署に移す予定ですが、族に捕らえられていた奴隷たちです。慎重に考えませんと。一応形として見ておく必要があるだろう。面倒だな。諦めてください。
Yes, eunuch inspection.
Oh shit.
元奴隷たちは自由にな普通の民のようにうまく生きていくことは難しい。高級への士官はある意味適した方策といえる。
Scars. It's her.
左腕をどうかしたのか。ひどい折檻を受け体の左
Oh, that must have been from the
Anesthetic.
Yeah.
It's like it's either fake or it's like it's exactly like maomao.
Or they're, like trying out different stuff to try and
That, or they could just be fake scars, and so to help say the excuse of why she doesn't want to show any parts of her body, which would make sense why she could pass the physical exam, because they might have felt over her clothes or something.
Yeah.
Instead, I guess she had a stroke from the anesthetic.
頭はいいし、女官たちへの気配りがうまいのです。なんだ、あなたが言えることですか。
He was stealing my hairstyle. Just like still got it.
新人たちはどうだ。人士様。まだ慣れぬだろうが、いずれ適した仕事をしばし渡れよ。どうしてくれんだ。
Some ice?
氷だぞ。もう終わりだ。
What?
She knocked over a carriage for her high-ranking concubine.
With some ice?
And she got a hairpin from somebody? She made a big mistake. Maomao's there.
Yeah. I wonder how she could have caused that.
She just made a mistake. Maybe she was excited and they
the wheel is like off.
Oh, maybe it was a setup?
No, I feel like... I don't know.
Ice makes me think of the cold juice that they got, so maybe it's for LISHU.
Oh, maybe.
Or maybe it's for the other ones. The other two are pregnant.
Yeah, I mean, they probably get ice.
This is for a high-ranking concubine. Oh, Shaolon.
That's so sad.
I wonder whose hairpin this is. Is it Gyokyo's? There's like the flowers and the pink, kind of.
Maybe LISHU?
I think we... yeah, maybe LISHU.
Well, her guys had gold, so I don't know. It could be from a guy, I guess.
Yeah, it could just be from something else. Or from one... Maybe it's just from one of the lower-ranking concubines that they... Because she's been doing that the whole time.
Oh, yeah, that's true. They've been giving out the hairpins. That's the whole point of it. They know that they get hairpins and stuff. Yeah, interesting.
So do you think Suirei is just pretending to have a stroke and have all these... So there's a few possibilities. The anesthetic caused a stroke or some sort of problem with the left side. It sounds like a stroke, like, with, you know, complications with the anesthetic. It was like a high-risk, high-reward situation to protect herself. That's a possibility. The scars, maybe, yeah, from the same thing that Maomao did to test things on herself. Or like how Maomao does her freckles. There's scars to help sell the story and to, like, hide her true nature.
Yeah.
Or she was actually beaten and abused and until, like, half of her body went numb and she has all these scars all over and it's not a lie.
Yeah.
You know? Crazy. I feel like I don't want to have too crazy long of a discussion because we talked so much, but Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad. Like, I wish that more happened, but I'm glad that that fucking bitch got, like, so
Put in her
destroyed
place.
by Jinshi at the end. Clearly, she's just, like, with the mirror, she's like, oh, you don't need this. Why don't you just give it to someone else? You know, like, oh,
She
like,
just wants to take something away
yeah,
from her.
and so she can be all, like, dressed up with the fancy pins and getting all kinds of stuff. Yeah. That mirror was super cool. Like, the fact that it can be used as a mirror, but also has, like, this little design.
Project a picture.
I feel so bad for LISHU. Like, you're just having a terrible time. And these fucking idiots just don't care. They just let the mold, like, they just let the house be, like, super moldy and just put a bunch of stuff in there, you know?
Mm-hmm. And did she just take this hairpin and was wearing it around?
I think it was a similar thing where she pressured LISHU into giving it to her.
Yeah, to help her status.
Yeah.
So cringe. Fuck that bitch.
It's just embarrassing.
I really hope LISHU, like, can find the confidence to fire these bitches.
Yeah, they suck.
Like, they literally, it would be better if they weren't there.
It would be better if they literally were not, like, yeah, if she literally just had one...
They're just
lady
enjoying the luxuries of a high-ranking
bitches.
concubine and and just not treating her with any fucking respect.
Yeah, not even cleaning the house, like, so bad.
Yeah. So there's a physical exam when you enter and exit.
Mm-hmm. Can I see what they were saying about the anesthetic? Because they were like, oh.
Nothing. They just mentioned that she was looking into it, and I think it was just for us to remind us of something. Are you looking into a drug that could be used as an anesthetic again? Yes, there's no point since they're not making any more eunuchs.
I just want to see what they were saying about the eunuchs there. Yeah, it must be, like, like, you know, maybe it's kind of like a modesty thing, so it's like a physical exam rather than a visual exam, or yeah, with the scars, at least for her.
It would give them a reason not to want to look at her disfigured or his disfigured body.
Yeah.
Yeah, to like just, you know, yeah. I think that, like, and maybe they wouldn't want to. Maybe it's the kind of job that, like, people don't like doing.
Yeah.
Checking eunuchs, because it's gross. Like, that's the other thing is, again, if you're talking about real life with what we learned, it's like it's root and stem the entire shit. So there's not the balls left and there's not the dick left entirely. It's everything gone. So the urethra is fucked up. So it's just leaking piss all the time. So it's stinky, it's gross, it's wet and sticky, and like to feel around there. It's horrifying to look at if you're not a eunuch.
Yeah.
Even if you are a eunuch, for anyone, it's like you think of it as a guy, if you're just like looking at somebody who got their fucking dick and balls cut off, it's pretty horrific scarring. So it's the kind of thing that I imagine if something was going to slip through the cracks, like I could see it happening.
Yeah.
But a physical exam, I didn't take it as they weren't looking generally. Like a physical exam, like you'd probably check.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. That's what maybe the scars come into play, because, like, you would think it would be, like, rather than just feeling someone up, because, like, maomao was like, you feel it. And then it's like, I feel like it would be way more effective for them all just to, like, line up in robes and just, like, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there would be way less room for error.
Maybe they generally do, but yeah, it would also be, if she says she's all burned and scarred and abused, that would, because she'd have to bind her boobs. Even if she had small boobs, she'd still have to bind herself and to make herself not look like a woman.
But here's what I was going to say is
have a mastectomy. But
it seems like there is, shit, what was I going to say? It seems like that there is, like, a real, like, modesty thing, kind of, you know, just in general, but also by the fact that that before people started faking it, you used to be able to prove that you were a eunuch just with, like, a signed letter that said that you were a eunuch, thus not needing anyone to check. So it seems like, you know, yeah, if people don't really want to check, but they kind of have to, but if there was a reason for them not to check as thoroughly, then they might let it slip through you know what I mean? Like, Yeah,
there's a lot going into it to where if you set it up properly, you could slip your way through. And yeah, I want to know if she got punished because she failed and that's why her body's numb, or if it's from the anesthetic, or if it's just a lie and she's just faking it so that it's to sell the whole story and to sell why they wouldn't have to look. I feel like
it would be believable if that happened when she, like, died.
Yeah.
Because you're like, basically
for
short-term
hours
killing
and hours,
yourself.
yeah.
Like your body,
You're shutting your body down.
It's not a sure thing. Like
and you're not being monitored. It's just you have to take a big dose and that's it.
That she would suffer some long-term physical consequences from that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I could believe that. But I like that also we don't know based on just the rumor, so that like if we ever find out, it could be a reveal. Like, you know, I think it's kind of like a first step to think like, oh, the anesthetic like fucked her up, or she got punished, or whatever it is. But like, or the anesthetic fucked her up. But then to reveal, if it is revealed that yeah, whoever is putting her on this, whether it's Shishou or Shishou's wife or whatever is at the top, they like tortured her for failing, and then that's why she got that. And it's kind of like a little switcheroo. Both make sense. It could be either. It could also just be a full-on fakery, but I feel like it's probably from the anesthetic.
Yeah, good episode.
Great episode. And we're caught up. Big W. Can't wait to see what happens next time. And I really hope Xiaolon's okay.
Yeah. This is not great. I wonder if like the ice is like not gonna be good, and Mao is gonna be able to make some ice cream like that, like a little parfait looking thing in the OP at the end of the OP.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Ooh.
I guess it depends who the ice is for, how it will shake out.
Leave a like, subscribe. We'll see you guys next week. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye bye.